Or he walks in and he has a white suit on, and then he turns around, and then inside that door, here it is. The phone's ringing. Hold up. All right.
This is Global
This call is now
Telly.
being recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Silas
James. Okay, I got you guys. Don't even trip.
an
Let me see.
incarcerated individual
Let me
at
see here. Hold
the
on,
Centinela State
hold
Prison,
on.
Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Where is
You
it?
have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
5 Hold up. Hold on,
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
What's up, James?
What up? Hey, Silas. So just a heads up. We are currently live. We got a few people in here that are going to be listening to the conversation.
Okay.
All right. So how are you doing today, Silas? And would you mind introducing yourself to the audience that's tuning in right now?
Sure. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Silas M. Johnson. I'm a 47-year-old African male. I've been incarcerated 24 years for second degree. I don't want to say the magic 187 and first degree 211. And I'm currently preparing for border parole hearings June 25th. Bachelor student at San Diego State University through the VISTA program here at Centinela State Prison, and I'll be obtaining my interdisciplinary bachelor's degree in graphic design, communications, and journalism next month.
Hey, Silas.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you make sure you have your microphone closer to your mouth? They're saying that they can't hear you.
Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay, for sure. All right, guys.
Okay, how's that?
Can you just talk a little bit
that?
in? Okay. They're saying that they can hear you just fine now.
Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'll start again. Hello, everybody. My name is Silas M. Johnson. I'm a 47-year-old African male. I've been incarcerated 24 years for second degree 187 and first degree 211. I'm currently housed in Centinela State Prison, where I'm awaiting BPH, Border Parole hearings, June 25th, and this will be my subsequent hearing. And I'm going in there with the hopes of obtaining suitability, parole. I'm a bachelor's student at San Diego State, and I'll be obtaining my interdisciplinary degree in communications, graphic design, and journalism next month. I'm a published author of the poetry book titled The River Slide in the Barren Tunnel, Elegies and Effigy. You can pick that up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. And I'm a contributor here with my guy James on @CollectCall. I've sat in for interviews. I've been interviewed. Told my life story. You can see that on @CollectCallFrom on YouTube. And so just a little bit about myself.
Thank you, Silas. I appreciate you sharing that with the audience. And I'm gonna read off some of these comments here that they put on. I had let them know we just finished up a court in Maricopa County, and I had let them know that we were gonna be on a phone call with you. So you called in at the perfect time. And let me see, we got we got Raven. Raven writes hi. Let me see what else. We got Señorita. We got Soñerita Pocahontas. She writes hi, Silas. We got Lisa. She writes hello. We got Sancho 310 writes speak up. Let me see who. Let me see. And then,
what's up, everybody? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Raven? What's up, Sancho? How you guys doing this evening? It's a pleasure to be with you guys tonight.
And let me see what else. And then we got Jeanette. She writes hi. She writes hi, Silas. And then we got Carrie G __ OG Canadian flag. She writes no nighttime whispers.
No nighttime whispers. Got you. Got you. I'm gonna keep it loud and clear for you guys out there, and thanks for the heads up on the audio. So trying to get that corrected as we speak.
That's for sure. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and read off a few more comments right here. We got Cheyenne, and they write, "Good luck to him on his parole hearing." Let me see here.
Hey, I appreciate that, Cheyenne.
And you know what? And I don't think.
That. Thank you. Thanks so much.
I'm not sure if I caught Silas mentioning, but Silas is a published author. He got a book on Amazon.
Yeah, you guys. You can pick that up on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Actually, you don't even have to Google the book title. You can just Google Silas M. Johnson, Silas M. Johnson, and it'll pop up. It's a cover with a mountain range, a lake, and a blood moon, and yeah. So yeah, definitely check that out.
All right, and then let me see. I got Shelby. Shelby writes prayers to him. We got Patricia. She writes good luck to him, and then Sancho 310 writes, "Damn, he's doing his thing." Richard,
I'm trying to. I'm getting there.
Richard writes, "Good for him for getting his education." Whiskey Jar writes, "Hello, Silas." Jeanette writes, "Good luck on your parole, Silas." Alexandria writes prayers and positive vibes for him. Sancho 310 writes, "Let him know is a few hundred here." No sé, I don't understand that one. Sancho clarifying that. Let me see. Amber writes, "Hello, praying you get parole." Let me see. Patricia writes, "Good for him, doing good." Mama Bear writes, "Good luck on your parole hearing. Prayer you get out, start fresh." Jelly Bean writes, "Hi." Faith writes, "Good luck." Rosie writes, "Good luck." And Mr. This was funny. This one cracks me up. He goes by Mr. Throat Clogger. It even makes my throat uncomfortable saying that. He writes, "Silas, all the best from England, brother."
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the well wishes from all of you guys. It really means a lot. And I got kind of hit with an uppercut a little bit earlier tonight, but man, I'm hanging in there, man. Since the time we got off earlier, and I went out to take a shower, and I got some mail, and I got served divorce papers.
Damn, she struck first, Silas.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, she rocked me, man. She rocked me. So yeah, I was talking to my cousin, my older cousin. I talked to her about it a little bit, man, and man, it sucks, man. You know, especially, you know, like I was telling my cousin, man, like, you know, like I'm not the type to play the victim, man, and you know, and with the woe is me, man. You know, like I've you know, I made things really, really hard for my wife, and you know, and it sucks that things have come to this point, you know. But I mean, yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. But like, we're the architect of our own redemption and our own destruction. So you know, I just gotta accept accountability for my actions, and you know, just move forward, man. You know, the only thing I can control is what I can control, man. So it's all about keeping the main thing, man. My focus is on my education and my future and my freedom, man. You know, and everything else, so it'll work itself out.
Hey, Silas, and someone read out some of these comments right here. Let me see. We got a comment from Jeanette. She writes, "Silas, I'll take a look on Amazon at your book. Proud of you getting that book published." Amber writes, "I'm sorry." Lindy writes, positivity dreads positivity. Will be praying for you. Let me see. I think it says float keg writes, "Does he think he will get parole?"
I know I'll get paroled, but I mean, whether it's this time or you know a subsequent hearing after this, you know, I believe that I'm going to get paroled this time. I mean, you know, but obviously it's not in my hands. It's in the Board of Parole hearings' hands. I believe that I've done everything, within the requirements that they've asked me to earn the suitability, but I mean, I'm on this side of things, so hopefully they feel the same way, man. And I'm just hoping and praying that that's the result. We've all been waiting a long time for this and working towards it, so I'm just hoping that that's the end result.
Right. I mean, shit. I mean, as long as you're doing what the board, because the last time you went in front of the board, right, was your first hearing. You were denied. Did they lay out a blueprint or let you know what you needed to work on in order for you to be found suitable on your upcoming hearing?
Actually, they did. They asked me to just continue, the non-disciplinary path without receiving any write-ups, obviously. To continue my education, to obtain a couple of self-help programs, particularly criminal thinking and denial management. I've done both of those multiple times. So, and just, so I've done what they've required of me. And, I had an administrative review last November, and they actually brought me back early because of it, because they acknowledged everything that I'd done in their plan. So, so I mean, the rest is up to the commissioner and deputy commissioner, and I mean, obviously, should I gain a suitability, the governor after that, so, we'll see. Keep your prayers up and your fingers crossed for me. I could use it right now.
Let me ask you something.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I know in previous conversations you mentioned something that one of the board members told you. I don't know exactly how to word it, but it was something into the effect of having an education. Like, having an education doesn't make you smart. Would you mind sharing the quote that the board member told you, if you remember what I'm speaking of?
I'll paraphrase it. He said that, quote, "I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but my dad used to tell me that, education is fine, but there's such thing as educated fools. And what good is obtaining your bachelor's degree if you're not addressing the underlying issues and criminality that has brought you to prison and continues to keep you in prison? So I think you might want to address your criminal thinking in the future and try and figure out how you can make both your education and classes, self-help classes, work together." End quote.
Hey, Carrie G _ OG Canadian flag writes. We all watch enough parole board hearings. We can be real life parole board questionnaires for your practice.
Hey, yo, I'm down. I'm down for some sessions. I'm like Rocky IV up in here training for this thing. I mean, really, it's just really. I mean, I'll take that back. I say that in jest. I mean, a lot of this is just when you first starting the whole like rehabilitative process and preparing for board, like you're preparing for it, like it's a test, and now it's just. I mean, it's less preparing for it. I mean, obviously you have to, get support letters and job inquiries and transitional housing support letters and stuff like that. But, it's more just living your life in a way that you're going to continue when you go into society, just being a decent human being and doing the right thing at all times, So, I mean, I venture to say that BPH's standards are so high that a lot of us reintegrate to society as better people than most of the people that are out there, just because the bar is so high for us, because of our past.
Damn, let me see. We got some other comments right here. We got Mercedes. She writes, "We got a plan for why you feel we should grant you parole." And then we got Carrie G. She writes, I work aggressive behaviors and can ask questions to make you think deeper than textbooks answers."
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Can you go back to the first one, the first question?
So the first one she wrote, Mercedes. Hold on, I lost it. Let me jump on the phone so I could Get it back up. She wrote, where did she put it? Right here. She put, we got a plan for why do you feel you should grant parole? Like why you should be granted parole question.
Okay. Let me, I'm going to call back and then I'll answer when I call back.
All right, for sure. Hola, what up? No face. Hey, Andrea, you asked me, I saw in the comments, you asked if I have mods. Yeah, there's a few mods, but you know what? Honestly, the chat is normally pretty good. We really don't have like that many issues when it comes to the chat. Everybody is normally pretty good, and when anybody gets out of line, I'll put him on a timeout or whatever. So, I feel fortunate, with you guys that come in. The chat is pretty good, normally cracking jokes and whatnot, at other people's expenses, but it be like that sometimes. All right, Silas is calling back. All right, there we go.
This call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson,
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call.
The book should be available everywhere.
For this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
You could buy it online. Let me patch him in.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
Okay, I'm back. I got you.
So right now, before you start speaking, somebody asked me if they could find your book in Quebec, Canada, and I mentioned that they could buy it online on Amazon. And Lisa, thank you, Lisa. She actually put the name of your book, "A River in a Light, a Barrel Tunnel," and then she also elegies and effigies. Silas M. Johnson. So. Yeah. That's Silas. He's the author of the book that we're currently speaking with, and that's the name of his book. And if you just type in his name, it'll come up on Google.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. So I don't think that I should. The language that I believe she used was a plan. Why I should be paroled. I think should is like a little heavy-handed with the language. I have a plan when I go back into society. I have transitional housing secured. I have educational opportunities secured through a master's degree program at San Diego State, through the criminal justice program, through underground scholars at UCLA for their criminal justice degree program. I have job opportunities out there in society. That I'm going to be entering into therapy, with the clinician to decompress and to reintegrate back into society after being away for so long. So I have a comprehensive plan. I have relapse prevention plans regarding gangs and violence, criminality, drugs, domestic violence, and I've developed risk assessment. Relapse prevention plans for issues that like domestic violence, which I've never had any issues with, but I took a holistic approach, so I'm prepared, and I don't believe that I should be granted parole. I believe that I've earned an opportunity to be found suitable at parole. I think that's a better way of putting it.
Thank you. Let me see. I got some more questions on here. We got one from Mama Bear, and she's asking, after being incarcerated for so long, do you think you'll adjust fine in the community?
I think there's going to be an adjustment period, definitely. I've been away for nearly a quarter century. When I left the streets, I had a pager.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It was February 2001. I had a cell phone, but I had a pager, and there were no smartphones, and the internet was just like,
infancy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The internet was just black screens in chat rooms where, there were no faces, and you know what I mean? You just type it in on a black screen, and there were just handles on there, and different colored text to distinguish the people from each other, so like a lot of things have changed. I've lost my mother and father since I've been in jail. you know, my daughter has grown into a woman since I've been here, and just me, just going back into society with technology the way it is, and life being fast paced and paced out there, and I'm, you know, I'm under no illusion that in here, while I've accomplished a lot, things are pretty regimented and scheduled. I know what's going to happen every day in here. There are only so many different things that can happen here, and like I know how to do time, like, you know, and so I'm acclimated to this. Things are going to be off schedule out there in society. There are going to be things that I can't account for, that I have to, you know, that I have to kind of adjust to, and I think that's going to be, you know, that's going to be a huge thing. You know, I'll be paying rent. You know, I'll be paying car insurance. I'll be paying health insurance. You know, there are a lot of things in here that I get for free in here. You know, that I'm going to have to work for out there, which I'm looking forward to. But I know it's going to be a transition and a change. So I think I think I'll have a little bit of social anxiety. You know, in here, this is a contained environment. I think probably large crowds of people out there are going to be unnerving for me to begin with, particularly at school or at sporting events. But, you know, I mean, just like I got acclimated to being in prison, I'll get reacclimated to being in society. But I'll face some challenges for sure.
And I want to give a shout out to Crystal, the yapper. She sent an Interstellar. She just sent a little icon on the screen. So I appreciate that, Crystal. And then somebody was asking. I'm not sure who it was. Somebody was offering to pay for the phone calls or whatever. And man, I really, and that was Crystal that offered that. She was willing to pay for the phone calls. And these calls, you know, fortunately in the state of California, these calls are free. They don't cost anything. So anytime Silas calls in, or anybody that calls me in the state of California, they don't have to pay anything. You know, the taxpayers are picking up that bill, if you will. So, but hey, nice. I appreciate the gesture. But whenever,
Thank you for that.
yeah. The only thing that does cost is like the video calls, but they're not that expensive. So, you know, I don't expect anything from you guys. Like I'm always telling you guys, you know, I do this, you know, to help, you know, to help these gentlemen out, you know, with getting out whatever message they want to put out. You know, as long as it's positive, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anybody that's gonna promote, you know, prison violence or promote prison, because at the end of the day, prison is not the place to be. I've never been there. Like I'm always telling you, I've never been to prison, but I know countless people that been to prison, and they tell me, man, they wish that they were out here in the streets. So you know, that's why I set up this platform originally, you know, to do these phone calls. And obviously it's changed, you know, over the months. You know, I'm doing different type of videos and whatnot, you know, court hearings, parole board hearings, but you know, I always like to stick back to why I originally started this platform, was to bring people on like the Mr. Silas here, Mr. Silas M. Johnson.
Yeah, and man, we appreciate that. You know, eventually, you know, you provide a space for people to develop an understanding for what the whole incarcerated process is. Man, a lot of people out there, you know, they're not educated on the type of animal that prison setting is, you know, and the most important thing for me is that you provide us a platform to do is to educate people, and then for obviously first and foremost for the victims of crime to be honored. I don't want to ever lose sight of that. You know, I have the victims of crime, you know, people that are victimized in society, for people who are still here, and fortunately one person who isn't here. And I never want to lose sight of the people who've been affected by my victimization. You know, I always want to keep that at the forefront. You know, and I think the other half of it is you humanizing us and letting people know that we're better than the worst thing or things that we've done. You know, I mean, imagine anybody out there, imagine being judged for the worst thing that you've ever done in your life, you know? I mean, and that's certainly not to minimize the terrible things that I've done in my lifetime, you know, but I just say that to illuminate the fact that people are redeemable and that there's a way back from the worst things that you've done.
Yeah, you're absolutely well. You know what? For the most part, I do believe in that statement. There's certain individuals that have committed certain crimes that I would rather have them being thrown in a wood chipper, but some people are redeemable. So I appreciate sharing that with us, Silas. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and read off some of these other comments here.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Let me see. Patricia writes his book has 5 stars on Amazon. Damn, Silas got the 5 stars on Amazon.
I didn't know I was living like that, but I appreciate it.
You see,
man, what's the highest you can go?
That's it. 5 stars. You got the highest. You got the highest of the highs right there on Amazon.
Word.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate it, man. It's deeply personal to me, man. It's deeply revealing and personal, and I didn't write any of the poems or the songs in there to put it out in book form. It just happened that way organically, and I'm really thankful that people appreciate what I've done, and me sharing some of my experiences through art.
Thank you, Sally. So I'm gonna read up one of these other comments right here. We got a comment from Shelby. She writes, and I know you get this a lot because I know I've told you this before also, that you're well spoken, and also another person put that on here on Mama Bear put very intelligent and well spoken. I'm sure you get that a lot when you conversate with people, and I remember you mentioning that one of the reasons you do speak the way you do is because of your grandfather. He had a lot to do with that. That's one of the things that does stick out to me when you originally share your journey with me back over a year and a half ago, or your vocabulary.
Yeah, definitely. My father and grandfather definitely instilled the importance of education and etiquette and vernacular and everything like that. That was a must. I used slang when I walked outside of my house, not while I was at home.
That's right. Let me see. I got a question for you right here from Carrie G. Where'd that question go? I just saw it right there. Let me see. She asked, if I remember correctly, she asked, what would your first day out of prison look like?
So I kind of have it already planned out. I mean, who knows how it'll go? I mean, just the last month has changed dramatically. But my plan is to meet up with James outside of the prison and talk to a couple of the fellas in here. I want to, pay homage to the people here, and not forget about them. And so then I want to go to the Imperial Valley campus. I've obtained an AA degree in psychology from there, but I've never set foot on the campus. The professors come here to the institution. And so I just want to go there and walk around on the campus that I got a degree from, and if some of the professors are there who I've taken their class and they're on campus, pop in and say hello. My book is actually in the library there on campus, so go actually look at my book in the library, and leave there, probably get something to eat and go to San Diego State University and walk around on the campus there. The same deal, next month on the 15th I'll be receiving a bachelor's degree, but I've never set foot on the campus, so just go there and probably hit up a couple of the professors that are there. There's one professor there, a criminal justice professor there, who's Dr. Trevolova, who's near and dear to my heart. She's a wonderful human being, and she's been really supportive, and I'm looking forward to applying to the criminal justice degree program there. So just go there and tap in with them, and after that, probably head up PCH, man, and go home,
And I do want to mention this that I 110% plan to be there when Silas walks out them gates, and I am gonna be streaming it live. I just want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. I am gonna be streaming in the middle of nowhere, so if you remember, please do not tell me, James, your internet's buffering. We can't see you. Your screen is stuck. I can't control the internet when I'm in the middle of nowhere, but rest assured that I will be doing many copies of him walking off that van. I'm gonna be streaming it. I'm gonna be also recording it with my camcorder. So if you're not able to catch him when he's walking out because if the internet is freezing or whatever, I'll go ahead and update it and upload that video. For those of you that don't know, I also have a YT channel.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I also have a YT channel, and I've done two other prison releases. We had Joe, which came out almost a little bit over a year ago. We also had Jeremiah, and I was out there. For Joe's, I didn't stream it, but for Jeremiah's, I did. So for when Silas comes out, I'm definitely stepping up my game. We're gonna be doing some phone calls and interview him as soon as he walks up that prison bus. So I know the call's about to hang up, Silas. If you want to go and give us a call back, and we'll go ahead and continue.
Okay.
All right, for sure. So Shelby, the Board of Parole hearings are actually not open to the public. I wish I could. Hey, thank you, Kerry. I'll go ahead and let him know that you downloaded that book. When is he? So he goes in front of the parole board, I believe in June. If he is found suitable, he will be coming home by December of this year. So what are we in April now? So he might be home in about 8 months or so, if everything goes well for him in front of these parole board. I downloaded it also. I'll go ahead and let him know right now when we connect the call right now.
This is Global Telling. You have
recorded.
a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call
It's gonna be
and
his
your
second
telephone
time.
number will
He
be
got denied on
monitored
the
and
first one.
recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call,
What up,
say
Megan?
or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
All right.
Hey, so
All right, I'm back.
I had two people mention that they just downloaded that book. Carrie G __ OG Canadian Flag and Amber. They both said they downloaded your book. And Carrie G just wrote, "I will give my honest review once I read it." So Silas, be ready. You're gonna have a book critic letting you know what time it is.
Hey, I just want to let you know I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. So be nice.
Hey, we also got Crazy Lisa from the UK. She said I also downloaded too. So you got three individuals out here that just downloaded your book. So oh man, hopefully I've personally never read your book, but I'm looking to hear back some feedback from the audience to let us know what they think.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And if you don't like it, you can tap in with me on the Getting Out app and send your reviews. Because I need to keep the 5-star rating. Just if you have a bad review, just get my contacts on the Getting Out app and message me privately. We need to keep that 5-star rating going. Man.
So let me see.
Yeah, but thank you, three, so much. I appreciate your support and love to you guys for sure. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you from my heart.
Hey, Carrie writes, "I'm harshly truthful, so I will keep that in mind." Also, we got a question from a former lifer, Jose Felons for Christ, and he's asking, why was Silas denied on his first parole hearing?
I was denied because in 2020 I committed EDD fraud. I accessed $10,000 from the Employment Development Department, and I also in 2022 and 2023 I was circumventing restitution, sending money to other people's books so they could go to canteen for me. So by doing that, I wasn't paying the 50% restitution that I owe, and it's a criminal act as well. So that's why that's why I was denied suitability in 2023.
And that's what I've been talking about, because this week we just actually sat in on some embank hearings in California, Monday and Tuesday. And I was mentioning to the audience that that's a lot of people are when it comes to confidential information, because they were asking me, what is confidential information? I was like, it could mean various things, but normally it's either going to be avoiding paying restitution or EDD fraud. So a lot of people, sometimes they tune in, they're not from the U.S., so they're not familiar, or they're not from California, and they don't know what EDD fraud is. So I broke it down to them. We did have a few cases on over the last 2 days that people got in, they got in bank just for that exact same thing. They got found suitable, and they found out about it, and now I don't think they're probably gonna be in there for either at least like a year and a half, or depending on how long they got denied for.
Yeah. So essentially, during COVID, the Employment Development Department, they were granting people $10,000 or higher, for small businesses or individuals that were in the process of being evicted, or people who were out there actually earning a living and working, who, by no fault of their own through the pandemic, were about to be displaced, and so there was an emergency fund, and people here had discovered that if you just sent your information and online, that you would get cashed out, a card with 10,000. So that's essentially how it started, and word spread like wildfire in prison, and it's worse than TMZ in here. And so I just overheard people talking about it and instituted it myself out there in society, which was insanely stupid. And so after that, I was, like I said, circumvent restitution, and because hell, why, if you commit a crime, then you're damn not, you're taking money illegally. Then the last thing in my criminal thinking was to get the money back. So so I'm circumventing restitution, trying to funnel the money in, and it was just like I said, insanely stupid. And believe me, $10,000 isn't worth 18 months of your life in prison.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
After 24 years in here, $10 million isn't worth 18 months of my life in here.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Silas. I got a question from one of our viewers here. She's asking, can you ask him, do you believe in prison abolition?
I believe that prisons should be institutions of learning and true rehabilitation. I think the problem with the correction model now is that society would have you, politicians and community leaders would have you believe, and lawmakers would have you believe that prison or jail in and of itself is an intervention. And for me, I was in camp when I was 16. I've been out of the county jail a couple of times, and even a life sentence wasn't enough to deter me from criminal thinking and gangland culture and violence. The intervention for me was a therapeutic environment and educational opportunities. I don't know if prison abolition would be, I don't know if that would be feasible. I think that if prisons were turned into institutions of learning, then that would put this place out of business in and of itself. I believe in prison abolition, but I believe that the way to deconstruct these institutions is to educate people, and because when people are educated, their worldview is broadened, and they understand that they have opportunities that are accessible to them, and if not, they can build opportunities. So I'm for prison abolition. I think I'm a different type of abolitionist. I'm an educational abolitionist, as opposed to just, not incarcerating people and setting people free to repeat the same mistakes, because I've seen people come in and out of here. So I think it's a tough question. I think the solution is education, but society has to invest in that solution.
All right, Silas. So we got I got some comments that I'm gonna read off from Jose, which is Felons for Christ, and like I mentioned earlier, he was also a former lifer, and I'm gonna read off his comments here. Let me see. I just gotta get this off of the screen here, and I'll read off his messages here. Oh, my screen is stuck. So let me see here. So he writes. Let me see here. He says, "I wish I could speak to him." Let me see. He writes, he speaks well, but is not applying what he speaks. Dig deeper, Silas, into your insight. And then he also put, he's not taking responsibility and minimizing. He needs a better answer than that.
I'm not sure what he's talking about as far as like the answer to. Maybe he could clarify the answer to what.
I think he's referring to when you were speaking about the EDD fraud, and yeah, I think that's when those messages came up when you were speaking about the EDD fraud. Yeah, to his EDD claim.
Well, I appreciate the input.
All right. So let me see. Let me go ahead and then Carrie was asking, how much was your restitution? I missed it.
It was $12,000, and I have $6,000 left, so I paid $6,000 so far.
And is it true now that they're not taking restitution out of when people are putting money on your books now, or Jay paying you, or something?
No, that's not true. There's a law there's some kind of provision that was passed that if you have 10 years in, that they don't charge you they dissolve the restitution, they forgive it. But if you have a direct payment order like myself, then that's not true. Then you still have to pay your restitution.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Let me go through some. I'll go in because I know a lot of people have been dropping questions in there. So I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm trying to read up these comments. Let me see here. Kay Larson wrote, a lot of people did EDD fraud. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier on, it did spread like wildfire. And let me ask you something. When you did apply for the EDD, did you think that was gonna come back and haunt you at a later date, or you were like, man, screw it, like I'm just gonna get that money?
I mean, I at that point I didn't care. I didn't care. It was catch me if you can. If it comes back, at that point, freedom wasn't a real possibility. I knew that a couple of lifers were going home, but I had done so much in here that freedom was never really a possibility, a real possibility for me. So I was operating under the pretense that I was going to be in here for the rest of my life anyway. So I mean, it wasn't, the consequence wasn't of any consequence to me at the time.
So was this before? So was this before you crossed over when you committed the fraud?
Yeah. I was still on Charlie Yard at that time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I could see where you're coming from on that one. Let me see here. Let me keep on going through these. I'm scrolling up right now to try to find some other questions that I might have missed. We got a question from Float, and she's asking, will you have any restrictions when he gets out?
I'll be on parole. I'll be on life or parole. And I've seen a few people, usually 13 months to like a year and a half there on parole. I'll enter into a transitional house, and I'll be required to be housed there for about 6 months. It can be up to a year, but I think the mandatory period is traditionally around 6 months.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Obviously, no weapons, no drinking, drugs, no hanging around gang members, and, you know, no antisocial behavior, you know. But it's pretty much the gist of it.
And then I got another question from Mama Bear. She's asking, what are some of the challenges you face while in prison?
I guess just kind of living in this environment and outgrowing it. Like, I've outgrown this place now, so I'm working towards a future, you know, that I'm going to walk into, but I'm still here, and the dichotomy is kind of jarring at times, you know. And I understand that, you know, I have to go through the process, you know, but it's at the same time being here and knowing that my mind and my heart has changed, and I'm in a different place in my life, and I'm prepared for the next step, for what's, you know, for the good parts of life. It's you know, it's a challenge, you know, still being here, knowing that, you know, despite the facts that I'm accomplished, despite the fact that, you know, that I'm employable now, and I'm ready to make a living and do all of these things with my life, you know, I still have to account for the things that...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And it's difficult focusing on the future and at the same time being shackled, you know, to your past. It's difficult. And I know it's deserving, you know, I should be, you know, because of the actions, the things that I've done. But it's a tough line to walk.
All right, I know we just got hit with the 60-second mark. I got one more phone call in me. If you want to call back, and I'll go ahead and read out some more questions and some more comments to you for you when you call back. I have one comment from Amber, and she wrote, "I would totally speak for him to get parole. If anybody wants to write any letters for support, how would they go about and how would they go about getting that to the parole board if they want to, you know, help you out with any letters for parole?" And you could answer that when you call back.
Okay.
All right. So Silas will be calling back. We got I got one more phone call because, man, I've been on here than I anticipated. So, but I'm not sure I will be back for the 11 o'clock hearings. But if you do want to watch the 11 o'clock hearings, I will be streaming that on YT at CollectCallFrom. Let me see. He's his surface answering the question being asked on this live. We're not the parole board.
Global Tel Link.
This
You
call
have
is
a
now being
prepaid call
recorded.
from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay,
Hello.
okay.
All right. So
Yeah, so I think go ahead.
yeah, no, I was gonna ask you how can they help you out if somebody wants to write a letter for you for the parole board on your behalf.
The easiest way would be to download the Get Now app and get into my contacts, and that way you could kind of like preview like the letter, and after that you could just get my address and just mail it directly to me. You would address it to the Board of Parole Hearings, obviously, and just mail it to me, and I could give it to my attorney, and he would scan it and submit it to the BPH, to the Board of Parole Hearings.
Okay, so it's not too complicated. And what kind of format should the letter be in?
I would say just something short and sweet, you know, like just address it formally, you know, to the Board of Parole Hearings, and just give like a little summary, you know, of their interaction with me, and what they've noticed from me. One thing that you should not put in there is that you believe I've served enough time, or or anything like that, because the BPH and myself included are very victim centric. So, I think just kind of just telling you truth about your experience with me, and and what you believe I have to offer, this planet, society, and I think that would be just be genuine.
All right, Silas, appreciate that.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I got another question from Crazy Lisa from the UK, and she writes, and I believe she's from Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. She has the flag with the little X and it's blue. She writes, how does he feel his parole will go this time?
I believe that I have a great chance to be found suitable. I believe that I have a great chance to be found suitable. And I'm hopeful. I've worked hard, and I think that this is the culmination of. It should be the culmination of all my hard work. So, and I'm ready. So I believe it'll go well. Shout out to Scotland. What's up, Crazy Lisa?
Oh, and then somebody just correct me. I referred to them as a female because they had a butterfly in their name. My apologies. Oh man, that's what I get for assuming that it was a female because they had a butterfly in their name. My apologies. And let me see here.
Crazy Lisa. that's a handle.
Right. Let me see here. And then Jeanette is
asking. What time is it in Scotland? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just asking her what time it was in Scotland. Go ahead.
Let me see if they. So we got it's 6 a.m. right now, right? It's Crazy Lisa.
Oh wow! Wow, that is insane.
They're living in the future,
Shout out
Silas.
Crazy Lisa, up early in the morning. Yeah, they back to the future out there.
Let me see. I got another question for you from Animal Lover. She's asking, I'm assuming it's a girl. I think it's a girl. Let me see. Can you ask him if he gets put in the hole, do they get more charges, please?
Not necessarily. They call it restrictive housing unit now. It used to be administrative segregation or segregation housing unit. Not in every case. The last thing I'm thinking about is going to the hole, though. So you might want to ask somebody else that who's earlier in their term, who's feeling a little bit more randy. But you usually don't catch. It depends on what you do. I mean, obviously, if you assault somebody violently, then the chances go up. Or if you have like drugs, but usually not though.
We got somebody tuning in from Australia, and I think the name is pronounced Liashi. I'm probably butchered that, but she writes it's 2:58 p.m. in Australia.
2:50 p.m. Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, I need to get some international friends. I need to get some I need an international friend. What's up, Crazy Lisa out there in Scotland, in Australia? I need somebody across the pond to chat with. I need to get more worldly out there. It's crazy. That is mind blowing, man.
Right. Man, when I initially started this, I never imagined that we would be connecting with people in other parts of the world. I was just thinking like, man, we'll be, probably connecting with people in Southern California, maybe LA. Like I never saw this vision of us being able to interact with people halfway around the world.
Okay, so I'm about to ask a really silly question. So I know that Scotland is tomorrow. Is Australia earlier today?
So no, so
Or
it
is
would
it tomorrow too?
it's already tomorrow. Yeah, so it would be they're already the 24th already. They're already halfway through their day.
Wow, that is insane.
And somebody's asking me how can they talk to individuals in prison. So if you want to reach out to any individuals that are in California, you would download an app called GTL Getting Out app. It's you would go to either your Play Store or the Google Play Store or the iOS App Store, and you would just type in GTL Getting Out app. It's a green text looking app, and once you download that, it's free to download. And I think it allows you to send 5 free messages for free or 20 free messages for free when you open it up, and then it costs 5 cents per message to be able to text back and forth, and that's pretty cheap compared to other states. Other states, I think they charge like 50 cents. And then these calls, they're free. Even international calls are free for Silas, so you could call anywhere in the world. You won't have to pay anything. You don't have to set up another phone number. He could call wherever you're at if you choose to do that. So you wouldn't be paying anything when it comes to these phone calls, if you will.
So how do they get like somebody into their contacts?
So what they would do is, there's I believe there's a button on there that it'll say like find contact. They would punch find, and then it would ask for your CDCR number. So it would be T, what is it? What's your number? T0030, is it 303?
No, it's T6
T6.
3332.
Okay. So they would type that in, and then when they type that in, your name will come up. It'll show like Silas, and then I think it'll have like the first initial of your last name, and then they hit add contact, and then that'll add them to their phone book within the app, and then from there they could send you messages, and then you guys could go and communicate back and forth. What was your number again? What was it? You said T6. Was it 3 2s? I mean 3 3s?
No, yes, 3 3s. T6 3332.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. 'Cause somebody put it up there and it was missing. It looked kind of short to me. So yeah. So that's T63332. Yep.
And so you can look me up. It won't have my middle. It won't have my middle initial. It'll just be Silas Johnson instead. So the M will be missing. It'll be just Silas Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how you guys could go about if you guys wish to speak to him, and it's pretty simple. It's not that hard. The only thing is gonna ask you what prison he's at. So he would be located in Centinela State Prison. So I think Centinela, I think you have to go down 12 prisons from when you have to select the prisons. It's CEN. Look for Centinela State Prison. I think I made a video like back in the days when I originally started this to help people guide them through that. But hopefully the information I provided helps you guys out. Reaching out to any individuals you wish to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely interested in meeting new friends. I'm full disclosure. I'm not looking for love. I'm literally getting my heart kicked around as we speak. So that's off the table for me. I am not looking for love. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in meeting new friends and building bridges, and particularly with people overseas. Like that's, I've always wanted to travel to Scotland and Ireland and in the UK. So I'm definitely interested in chatting with people overseas. So that'd be awesome.
For sure. We got a comment from Carrie G__OG Canadian flag. She writes, well, I could come up with some good questions to make him think and be prepared. Also, I know we're a bit short on time. We got about 3 minutes left. Is there anything that you want to share with our viewers before we part our ways for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, as always, thank you for having me on. You know, it's always a blessing, and I count you as a dear friend, and I appreciate you having me aboard. And for all of the viewers and listeners, everybody that's tapped in, I thank everybody for their kind words and their support, and for even the critique. I mean, it's much needed and greatly appreciated. Thank you for the 3 viewers who purchased my book. I definitely appreciate your support and the love, and I send it right back to you guys. And yeah, just anybody that's out there that's, that may be, going through it, maybe lost, lonely, hurt, struggling, or even experiencing joy, just want you to know that we in lockstep with you, and we appreciate you tapping in with us.
Let me see. So we got a comment from Jeanette. She writes, Silas, keep your chin up. I'll be your friend from Wales, UK. There it is, Silas.
I appreciate it. You got a friend right here. Definitely.
And let me see here. And then we got a comment from Karu, I think it is. And she writes, thank you so much, Silas. Let me see. And then we also got a comment from Kay Larson, and they write, oh, he feels sad that we're leaving. it be like that sometimes.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, that tapped in with us tonight. So thank you guys a lot. It really did my heart some good to hang out with you guys tonight.
Carrie G writes, love Silas's vulnerability and authenticity. Damn, you guys are really hitting me with the tongue twisters over here. That she writes, that takes strength. And then also, let me see, Christian writes, praying for you, Silas. You seem like a changed man. Keep your head up. You'll be home soon. And then let me see, Kay Larson writes, everybody makes mistakes. It's __ Annie writes, thank you, Silas. Order your book. Oh, damn, we got another one. Damn, Silas is flying off the shelves today.
Thank you, Annie. I appreciate it.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, let me see here. Give me 1 minute, and then let me see. It says, stay blessed from Cody. Stay blessed, Brody. Keep pushing. Let me see. A grammar friend here in Canada writes, carry _ G. Let me see. Maybe all the messages. Damn, I'm trying to get them in before they pull the plug on us over here. It's let me see, Annie. I read that one already. I know Feelings for Christ wrote one. Shit, I lost it. See, Arena writes, Lord Jesus with you, keep you in prayer. We got Robin writes, aloha from Hawaii.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All right, it got cut. Hey guys, so I'm going to take a break. Hey, I do appreciate you guys tuning in today to You Have a Collect Call From. I'm not sure if I'll be back at 11, but if you guys want to continue watching the hearings that start at 11, which will be in 50 minutes, I will be running the stream on YT at CollectCallFrom on the same, keep it under the same name. And let me see. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it now. I appreciate you guys, and we will be talking.
Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say